Good morning, students. So in a previous video we discussed about the poem Life, and I hope all of you understood. Still, if you feel that you did not understand some part or some of the stanza of the poem, what you need to do, so you need to you need to listen it again and again, two times, three times. If you will listen, definitely you will understand that. Along with that, in your last video I told you to solve the margin questions. These are called as margin questions. Remember, these are called as margin questions. Okay, so margin questions I told you. So first question I am doing for you, remaining you have to do then. What does the sages says? For example, a simple answer you have to write. Okay, this is a simple factual question, so simple answer you have to write. Sages says that life is dark. Okay, and this way you have to write simple answers. This you have to write in notebook. Now come to page number 4, and on page number 4 English workshop is given. So I will let me help you to do the solve English workshop. I hope all of you have textbook in front of you. First question I am taking from that. Pick out from the poem 2 lines each that reflects an optimism and optimistic and pessimistic attitude. Now what is meant by optimistic? Optimistic means hopeful, positive attitude, and pessimistic means negative attitude. Okay, so you have to find out one sentence, means the lines, we can say, not sentence, sorry, the line from the poem which tells us the optimism. Now let me tell you, for optimism, if you have to pick out the line, optimism is given. Foretells a pleasant day is a thing which gives us optimism, which which fills us with a hope that beyond rain there is something. So this is an optimistic view. Pessimistic view, if you have to say, so the very second line, if you will say, sometimes there are clouds of glooms. So it is a kind of line which gives us negativity in life. Okay, and that's why you can write this line there. So these are one examples. Remaining one example of optimistic and pessimistic you have to. Okay, second is given. Give other ly adverbs of similar meaning for the following. Okay, what some adverbs are given there, and you have to write down the synonyms, we can say, but the synonyms should be in this way, that it should end with ly. Okay, you might know most of the adjectives generally ends with ly. So for example, let me tell you a simple example. For example, rapidly means hurriedly. Swiftly, we can say swiftly, right? So you have to write swiftly, ly. If you will add with the swift, it becomes swiftly, and it will be an adjective, adverb. Another example, if you want to take merrily, I told you merrily means happily, cheerfully, so you can write cheerfully. Okay, cheerfully is also an adverb. At the same time it ends with ly. Okay, in that way you have to complete the remaining one. Third one, now pick out 3 examples of interrogation. Now interrogation, rhetorical questions from the poem. Explain in your own words the points that each one makes. Okay, what you have to do here, so you have to find out, first of all you have to find out the rhetorical questions, okay, or the lines which suggest interrogation. Now what is meant by interrogation? So interrogation means which suggests which in which we put a question mark, or we can say interrogation is a kind of a sentence in which we ask something. Understood? So I hope 3 is given here, means 3 examples are also given in the textbook. Which are these 3 examples? Let us see. 3 examples are, okay, if the showers will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall? This is what interrogation is asking. If something happens, then why we are sad, right? and you what you have to do, this you can write there. Again, two more examples are given in the poem, so you have to write that examples. You have to find out and write out the examples and explanation. What you can say, you can write, for example, what is the sentence? If the showers will make the blues, okay, so you can write, if a little rains help the, or if the morning rain or little rain helps the roses to bloom, okay, then we should not be sad on such rain. Okay, this may be the example of this activity. So in this way you have to find out another two, and you have to write the explanation also. Means you have to explain the line, what is the meaning of that line. Okay, next is in 3b, there is explain the metaphor. Okay, this poem is actually written in a metaphor. Okay, now what is meant by metaphor? So now, because we are doing e-classes and I did not teach you the grammar portion also, in a grammar portion, we can say, or there is a term, the name of the term is a figure of speech. Okay, now what is figure of speech? So figure of speeches are basically, there are many figure of speeches are there. Figure of speeches are basically are the activities, we can say, that we generally use to beautify the lines in poem. Understood? These are the things which we generally use to beautify the lines in the poem. Now there are different ways to beautify the lines in the poem. So these are called as figure of speeches, and it is also in Hindi and Marathi it is called as alankar. ओके, सो भाषा को अलंकृत करने के लिए, जैसे हम लोग फॉर एग्जांपल वुमन as she wears or puts the ornaments and she looks beautiful, in the same way by using the ornaments we can make a poems beautiful, or we can make a language beautiful. Okay, and these are nothing but the figure of speeches, and there are many are there. One, first let me tell you, which is not given here, but you know that, which is that is a simile. Now you know simile, simile is a figure of speech in which we compare two things, two unlike things, we can say, in which we compare two unlike things by using the words such as, like, and so. What simile is? Simile is a kind of figure of speech in which we compare two unlike things, okay, by using the words like like, so, and as. Okay, but it is not given here. Why I am telling you, simile is very similar to the metaphor, and I hope in 8th standard you already studied metaphor. Now what is metaphor again? So metaphor is also a figure of speech which is a comparison, Now two unlike things are compared, but here implicitly it is compared. In simile it is explicitly compared, in metaphor it is implicitly compared, implicitly is indirectly compared with each other. Understood? So this is called as metaphor. Okay, for example, let me tell you the example of metaphor. If I am using a sentence like Shivaji fought like a lion in the battle, then this is a simile. Why? Because we are comparing the bravery of Shivaji with the bravery of lion. Understood? But what I am doing, I am comparing both the things by the words, or with the help of the words like. Shivaji fought like a lion. Okay, this is, so directly I am doing comparison, that's why it is simile. Now metaphor is also a kind of a simile, we can say, but implicitly. How? The same sentence, if I take Shivaji was a lion in the war or in a battle. Now Shivaji was a lion means Shivaji was lion? No. Actually the bravery of Shivaji, or Shivaji fought, right? In such a Shivaji fought like a lion in the bravery. Means what? The bravery of lion is compared with the Shivaji, or Shivaji is compared with the bravery of lion, that too without using the words such as and like. Okay, implicitly comparison is done, and that's why it is called as metaphor. Okay, what you have to do, you have to find out some examples. Actually, already examples are given there. What you have to do, you have to explain the meaning of that examples. After little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. What does it mean? So you have to explain that and how it is compared. So you have to explain that often in the morning we get rain, and we should not be worried about such rain, because it is an indication of a pleasant day. Okay, this may be the explanation. And how it is compared. So it is compared, difficulties are compared implicitly. The difficulties or unhappy moments of life are implicitly, means indirectly, compared to the joyous moment of the moment of a rain. Understood? So in this way you have to write down the example of other explain, you have to explain the meaning of other lines also. Next is pick out 4 examples of personification. I hope this also you studied in 8th standard. Personification. What is personification? Very in simple terms, now I will tell. I am not going to give you any definitions or any such things. I am trying to explain you. Personification is when non-living things are showed, or non-living things are showed in such a way that they are behaving like, okay, non-living things are behaving like living things. When in lines in poem, non-living things showed in such a way that they are behaving like living things, then that is called as personification, that are personified. For example, if I say trees are dancing with the wind, now what I am doing, who dances? Trees don't dance. Yes, we human beings dance actually, but what we are doing, we have personified the trees, means we have given the quality of a human being to the tree. The tree is dancing. Understood? Means non-living thing. Actually, dancing is a thing which human beings or living things do, but to whom we are doing that, or who is doing that? Non-living thing, tree. So that is a personification. Sun is smiling. What? Sun is smiling. Sun never smiles. Who smiles? We people smile. So what is this? Personification. Okay. So what you have to do, you pick out 4 examples of personification here. Okay. Again, remember when when the things of living things are given to or shown with the non-living things, then it is personification. For example, 4 examples. I am telling you 1 or 2, remaining you have to do. Examples of personification are okay. What though death at times steps in? What does it mean? क्या बोलता है, क्या हुआ अगर मृत्यु कभी कभी आ जाती है? What though ये आ जाती है. ओके, सो मृत्यु आती नहीं है. स्टेप्स इन मतलब आ जाना, कहीं पे चले जाना. ओके, सो एक्चुअली स्टेप इन इज द क्वालिटी ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग, बट इट हैज शोन विद द डेथ. तो डेथ के लिए इसको शो किया गया, एंड दैट इज व्हाई इट इज पर्सोनिफिकेशन, बिकॉज क्वालिटी ऑफ लिविंग थिंग इज शोन विद नॉन लिविंग थिंग. ओके, sorrow. What though sorrow seems to win? Now who wins? We human being either wins or loses, but here it says sorrow wins. So what again? The quality of human being is given to the non-living thing, and this is what sorrow seems to win is a personification. The remaining 2 examples you find out now. Okay, now D is given. What D says? D says that and calls are best away is a gentle way to expressing. Okay, this is actually the another figure of speech is given here, euphemism. What is that? Euphemism. Now what is meant by euphemism? In short, in simple, I would like to explain you. Euphemism is when a harsh idea, understood, when a harsh idea we convey in a gentle manner. harsh idea we convey in a gentle manner, then that figure of speech is called as euphemism. मतलब जोर का ऐसा है ना, जोर का झटका जब धीरे से देते हैं हम लोग, मतलब क्या करते हैं, जोर का झटका धीरे से देते हैं मीन्स कोई बहुत हार्श जो हमको बहुत पेनफुल होने वाली चीज़ है उसको हम लोग इस तरह से बताया जाता है जिससे हम लोग को कम तकलीफ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ़ यू आर नियर एंड डियर वन पास्ट अवे, है ना, तो जैसे ऐसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी के क्लोज, वेरी क्लोज कोई अगर एक्सपायर हो जाते तो हम लोग जाके उसको बोलते नहीं सीधा कि तेरे पापा मर गए, तेरी मम्मी मर गए, ऐसे नहीं बोलते, राइट. व्हाट विल हैपन अदरवाइज, द पर्सन विल फील वेरी harsh, or he will get a shock. And that's the same thing how we convey in a very gentle manner. What we say, your father is no more, your uncle passed away, okay, he said see off to this world, or see you to this world. Understood? In that way we generally convey. तो हम लोग इसको इस तरह से बोलते हैं ताकि दूसरे को बुरा ना लगे. You are okay, किसी को बोलना है कि तुमको लूट लिया तो क्या बोलते हैं, ही और यू आर वॉच्ड बाय द थीफ्स, ओके, इन दिस वे. सो यू हैव टू राइट 4 such lines which are the example of euphemism, okay. And the last one is, and I realize the courage and hope can help me everyone, okay, remaining you need not to do, okay. So here we will stop, and tomorrow we will start the another lesson, synopsis, Swiss Robinson family. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.